I'm a bitch. I'm a lover. I'm a child. I'm a mother. I'm a sinner. I'm a saint. I do not feel ashamed. I'm your hell. I'm your dream. And I'm nothing in between. Just when you think you've got me all figured out, the season's already changing. These are the words, the lyrics to a song called Bitch by Meredith Brooks. And the first time I ever heard it was soon after my diagnosis with bipolar disorder when I was 26 years old. And it really encompassed exactly how I was feeling. The term bipolar is often misunderstood, and the diagnosis itself is even more often misunderstood. So today I'm going to debunk 3 common myths about bipolar disorder. First, I'll talk to you about how bipolar disorder is more than just mood swings. Secondly, I'm going to talk about how bipolar disorder is not just one type. And lastly, I'll talk about how people with bipolar disorder can live successful and meaningful lives and be relied upon. The most common myth that I hear is that bipolar disorder is just like mood swings, so what's the big deal? Insider New York, October 31st, 2018, says how sadness is not like depression, nervousness is not the same as anxiety, and so bipolar disorder is not the same as mood swings. Bipolar disorder is a chronic illness that's a disability. It's distressing. It has high manic episodes and low depressive episodes. USA Today for April 11, 2018 describes people who are feeling manic as having an abundance of energy. They're agitated, irritable, they talk rapidly, they're more active, more creative. Their thoughts are racing, they have trouble sleeping, and they have risky behavior that they engage in, sometimes such as excessive spending, gambling, or reckless sex. The depressive phase makes people feel sad, hopeless, little or no energy, trouble sleeping, or getting not much sleep at all, not enjoying anything at all, far less active than usual, and they don't eat or they overeat, and they often have thoughts of death or suicide. The term bipolar is tossed around to describe moody or somebody who is angry, and it's often misunderstood. However, the overuse of the word contributes to the stigma and the misunderstanding of mental illness in general. Now that you understand that bipolar disorder is more than just mood swings, I want to talk to you about how bipolar disorder is also more than just one type of disease. Another myth that I hear a lot is that bipolar disorder is all the same for everybody. There's just one type. Newswire, April 15, 2003, tells us that bipolar 1 is characterized as one or more manic episodes and often has one or more depressive episodes. Bipolar 2, which is the diagnosis that I received, is hypomania, which is a milder form of mania, and also has more depressive episodes. The Irish Times, January 22nd, 2019, further explains that people with bipolar can have what's called mixed symptoms as well. And the National Institute of Mental Health website from January 2020, which I pulled on March 8th of 2021, describes this as cyclothymia, which are periods of hypomania and depressive symptoms which don't rise to the level of full-blown episodes. Now that you understand the different types of bipolar disorder, let me explain to you how living with people who live with bipolar disorder can live fulfilling lives and be reliable. One of the most hurtful myths that I hear is that because I have bipolar disorder, I won't be successful and that I can't be relied upon. Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, September 18, 2012, tells us that if diagnosed and treated properly, there's no reason someone with bipolar disorder can't have a normal lifestyle and reach goals in life. As a matter of fact, there's many famous people who have bipolar disorder. The singer and actress Demi Lovato was diagnosed in 2011, and she spoke about universal health care being so important for people with bipolar disorder. Academy Award winner Catherine Zeta-Jones came public with her bipolar 2 disorder diagnosis in 2013, and she became a huge advocate to take away the stigma. Star Wars icon Princess Leia, also known as Carrie Fisher, was very public about her diagnosis with bipolar disorder and her substance abuse that subsequently came with it, and she overcame. Oscar winner Patty Duke was the first famous person I ever knew that had bipolar disorder. She was diagnosed in 1982, back when this was called manic manic depression. And she was a huge advocate for mental illness. So living with bipolar can be anybody from an artist to, it could be a celebrity, or it could be a regular everyday person like your fellow classmate, myself. Today, I debunked 3 common myths about bipolar disorder. First, I talked about how bipolar disorder is more than just mood swings. Secondly, I talked about how bipolar disorder is more than just one type. And lastly, I talked about how people who have bipolar disorder can live fulfilling lives and be relied upon. And so I leave you with my favorite quote by a Gulf War veteran and an author named Stanley Paskovich. And it reads, "Before I die, I'd love to see my name on the famous bipolar list, because I'm not ashamed of my diagnosis. And as a matter of fact, I believe it attributed to most of my talent." Thank you.